welcome to Midwest Paranormal Presents Paranormal Soup. I'm your host, Jason Bland, and tonight we have guest Lorie Johnson, psychic medium. You might be familiar with her on the show Ghost of Shepherdstown. We're going to talk to her tonight about her experiences as being a psychic medium. I always love hearing the perspective because psychics, all different, and mediums have their different ways of sensing and seeing and different experiences through their life that are always, to me, incredible to hear. You know, it's a different experience than any of us are living, usually. I mean, we've all had our little psychic experience, but to live that 24/7, have spirits contact you, it's just interesting to hear their side of it. And then you're going to be able to call in tonight. It's one question readings. That means you get one question you can ask Lorie Johnson if you want her medium intuition on it. You can call in tonight, but just one question, guys. I'm going to hold you to it. So if you try to slip in a second one, I'm going to cut you off. You can call in on Skype. We'll have 2 Skype IDs for you later in the show. I will give those out so you guys can call in. And of course, we're streaming out to Late Night in the Midlands Radio Network. You can listen to us on TuneIn or TalkStream. They have a new app. It's a paranormal app. Just a little alien head. Download that. You can listen to us there. And of course, we're streaming out to Facebook Live on the Midwest Paranormal Presents Paranormal Soup page. You can check us out there for the video for people listening right now on Late Night in the Midlands. And of course, what we do every Sunday night is the World Wide Web of Weird. We'll have that coming up here in just a sec. All right, guys, be with you in just one moment. Welcome to another night of Paranormal Soup. I'm your host, Jason Bland. It's great to be back this Sunday. I'm a little more awake than I was last Sunday. Last Sunday, I was so tired. I felt bad. I had Chad and Alta Dillard. They're excellent guests. For the second time I had them on, they're so interesting, and I look like I'm falling asleep. I was so tired that night. I apologize. But I'm awake. 4 or 5 cups of coffee later, I'm awake tonight, and I'm excited to do this show. And, of course, we got a good panel of people with us tonight. Let me make sure I can get that up where you guys can see them. All right. See, hey, how you doing tonight, Bill? You're joined us tonight. It's been a while.
Doing good.
Good to have you. And we got Rob Autry himself down in St. Augustine, Florida. How you doing tonight, Rob?
I'm jacked up on coffee, too, so I'm good.
Yes, coffee. Yeah. We're going to be bouncing off the walls tonight. And, of course, my lovely co-host, Jamie D. How you doing tonight, Jamie?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Jason. Excited to be here.
I love the kitten ears. For people listening, she's got little kitten ears on. In preparation for Halloween coming up. We're going to have a spookathon coming up Friday, guys, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Special time for Paranormal Soup will be on, and I'll talk more of that towards the end of the show. So let's go ahead and get what we do every Sunday night is the World Wide Web of Weird. Tonight on the World Wide Web of Weird, we're going to start off one of my favorite subjects, of course, not time travel, though that is one of my favorite subjects. No, we're going to talk about the moon. This comes from Unexplained Mysteries. Huge 50-kilometer long cave discovered on the moon. From Unexplained Mystery, huge 50-kilometer long cave discovered on the moon. The Japanese space agency JAXA has announced the discovery of a cave hidden beneath the lunar surface, picked up by Japan's orbiting seismological and engineering explorer called Selene. I think that's what they're saying. Probe using a special radar sounder system capable of examining underground structures. The enormous cave is thought to be relatively stable and stretches for about 50 kilometers with a width of about and depth of 50 meters. Scientists believe that the cave, which is thought to be a lava tube formed by volcanic activity 3.5 billion years ago, could contain ice or water deposits along its walls, making it a particularly good location for astronauts to set up base. We've known about these locations that were thought to be lava tubes, but their existence has not been confirmed until now, said JAXA senior researcher Januki Hirayama. totally butchered that. Lava tubes might be the best candidate for sites for future lunar bases because of their stable thermal conditions and potential to protect people and instruments from micrometers and radiation. JAXA, or JAXA, I guess is named their space agency, is hoping to launch a manned mission to the moon by 2030, and it's likely that this newly discovered cave will be subject of multiple new studies before then. We actually haven't seen the inside of the cave itself, so there's a high hopes that exploring it will offer more details. It makes you wonder, because they said we just lost Jeff. Uh-oh, I better get my backup World Wide Web of Weird up here. Go figure, we just lost Jeff. For people, Jeff is my video engineer. He does a great job. Sometimes, technical things happen, and he usually runs my videos, but I always have a backup, so let me make sure I get that up here, and we'll see if Jeff comes back. Let me know if he comes back, because sometimes I'm reading and I don't see.
He's going to be getting back up.
Okay, I'll pull up the next one on my own here for people to see. All right, the next one, of course, we go from the moon, we go to back to Earth here, and we're going to talk about, this comes from Fox News. Bigfoot reportedly sighted in Northern California. The pictures go viral, it says. And Jeff had these really great zoomed in. If he gets back in, let me know, because maybe I'll have time to put them up. Might take him a minute, though, so tell him, don't worry, as long as he gets the stuff set up. Like I said, this comes from Fox News. Bigfoot reportedly sighted in Northern California. Pictures go viral. Legendary Bigfoot and other creatures like it have reportedly been spotted near Northern California lake, according to a paranormal investigator. Jeffrey Gonzalez, a self-described paranormal expert, said he heard about the sighting from a local farmer who said he saw the creature and 5 others running on his ranch near Avocado Lake. One of them, which was extremely tall, had a pig over its shoulder. Wow. Gonzalez said its comments obtained by Fox 26, Fox News affiliate, and the 5 scattered, and the one with the pig was running so fast it didn't see an irrigation pipe and it tripped with the pig flying over. Wow. According to this Facebook page, Gonzalez is a talk show host and an investigator at Paranormal Central. In addition to being a technician at AT&T, he's also founded the Sanger Paranormal Society. It looks like a person running. I see it, I definitely see it. There's one other picture he has. Let me pull that one up. Jeff's still not back with us. Yeah, they have, a lot of people think, they're peaceful creatures that eat flowers and berries and nuts. They're a big creature, and they're going to need some protein.
Yeah.
There's a lot of evidence to say that they're eating livestock and deer and animals.
Hey, if I was a Bigfoot, I'd eat a pig.
Right. Here's another picture we got here that Gonzalez took. He's outlined it so you can tell, but I can see like there's something standing there. Who knows? I'm no Bigfoot expert or photography expert, but I find them interesting. I always love when I find a new Bigfoot story to bring on. All right, let's move on to article number 3. This is going to be a video. Let's see. Hey guys, if I play this video with sound, just remember, if you talk, you might echo, so you might want to just wait until the video's over. Wait, we got Jeff. Jeff is on. He's got the pictures blown up here. Awesome. Thank you, Jeff. Glad to have you back. All right, next up, we'll go to the video. Jeff, go ahead and play sound of this. This is a ghostly activity filmed at a California bar. I'm not going to read the article. I'm just going to let him play the news report. This comes from Channel 11 CBS. Is that what it is? I think. Go ahead and play it if you can.
Have you ever felt like there's some kind of presence nearby that you can't see? A California restaurant says it's happening to them. The owners of a bar near LA posted video that seems to show a chair suddenly just fall over with no one there to push it. Another shot shows a chair also just randomly move. A customer even checks it out, but finds nothing odd.
It's just really weird. We've been here 27 years. Nothing weird like this has ever happened.
The general manager made a video of the strange movements and posted it online, and it does beg the question, is this place haunted or is it a hoax? We're talking about it now on Facebook Live. And the fact that we're, 2 weeks away from Halloween? 1 week away. Yeah.
I always love how the reporters be like, ooh, Halloween, we're going to...
going in.
But, it's interesting video. I don't think there's any shenanigans going on here. One of the chairs was moved right when in the middle of the day with patrons there, and one of the customers even notices it. So I thought it was pretty cool evidence. Maybe there'll be more about it. But a haunted bar, yeah. Like I said, where was this actually? I forgot to mention that. I don't know if they said. It's California bar. Another story from California. Owners of Cronies Bar. It's called Cronies. I guess that's the name of the bar. But pretty cool, Go there, have a drink if you're in California, Jeff and Jamie. All right, let's move on. Number 4 here. This is another one from Fox News. Alien abductee mom in high-stakes run for Congress. This is on a lot of different news things, actually. A Miami area congressional candidate says she was abducted by aliens when she was 7 years old, and 10 years later, it happened again. Real aliens, as in saucers flying extraterrestrials, supposedly took her into their spacecraft and talked to her about a series of things that would happen, she recounted in 2 TV interviews posted on YouTube. And they have all happened point to point. Benita Rodriguez Alguera, 59, one of several candidates vying to succeed. Outgoing Representative Ileana Ros-Lehtman, Florida, Republican Florida, said one of the Spanish language TV interviews was aired on American TV, or TEVE, in 2009. It's unclear when the other clip aired. The aliens weren't green little men with antennas and buggy eyes, she told 2 TV hosts. Both female journalists with long, lustrous blonde hair, that's the aliens, look just like you. Okay. Alguera, the mother of Benina Iklan Egan, former this was written really bad. Former Republican National Committee Hispanic Outreach Director and mother-in-law of Jared Egan, Vice President Pence's deputy chief of staff, said the ET visits began when she was 7 years old. I wonder what Pence would think about that. The aliens appeared before her and telepathically told her to walk outside. Then they took her into their spaceship and spoke to her about the events that would happen. She says they supposedly told her about ISIS. They're interested in the terrorist thing, I guess, though she wouldn't give any specific details, and that the world's energy is in Africa, and that God is a universal energy. God is a universal energy, not a person, she said. The aliens told her. He's part of everything. God talks to people, and they interpret what he says different. Well, that's definitely true. In reality, there are different religions. In reality, there aren't different religions. There's just one. The aliens were dressed in party outfits, she said. The aliens promised to return, she said. They kept their promise when she was 17 when they visited her a second time. The first time, though, was a direct connection, she clarified. Aguilera recently told the Miami Herald, which reported on her seemingly outlandish claims on Monday, that she's a strong believer that there is a life beyond planet Earth, and she insisted she's not the only person who has seen UFOs, though she didn't outright say she had seen aliens, even though she did in previous interviews. You know, a lot of people are picking fun on this woman, and, you know, stop, because people are experiencing this. People have had it. Doesn't mean she's crazy. You got to wonder how many. I mean, there's been presidents admit that they've seen UFOs, but you got to remember how many people could be in the government that might have been abducted by aliens, and they just don't say anything because they don't want to be ridiculed like this woman has. All right, let's move on. This one here is what is it called? Granable Lecter. This is from the website freak.com. Grandma dubbed Granable Lecter after killing 14 people and eating them. Yes, grandmothers are never considered a source of fear, regardless of how odd they may be. However, Tamara Samsonova, a 68-year-old, has transformed the outlook of how grandmothers are viewed. According to the Daily Star, Samsonova, a Russian grandmother, was arrested early this week when CCTV footage emerged of her lugging her 79-year-old friend's body parts in a plastic bag. Upon investigation, the rest of the murder's victims' bodies was found at a nearby pond. However, that was just the tip of the iceberg. Once Samsonova flat was raided, police found a series of diaries which included details of more than 14 other murders. Granable Lecter, a term coined by the media, chopped up and even consumed her victims after killing them. Her disturbing diary entries even include details of her husband's death, who went missing in 2005. There's also details of a murder of a man whose remains were discovered more than a decade ago. At the time, around a 58-year-old woman was not suspected person of interest. And one entry, Samova wrote, "I killed my tenant, Volodya, cut him to pieces in the bathroom with a knife, put the pieces of his body in a plastic bag, and threw them away." Sonova has pleaded guilty to the crime she has committed and claimed that she foresaw this day coming. Well, yeah, most, I think, serial killers do. She also added that her 79-year-old friend was the last of her cannibalistic murder ventures, and she wants the full degree of punishment for her deeds. Creepy. Grandmothers can be creepy. You know, they're not your grandmother. They can be creepy, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, there she is. You can almost see, like, the body parts falling out of the bag as she sits it down. Ugh. Okay,
extra
one more.
Creepy if they're eating people.
Right. I eat his liver with a candy and some fiber beans, what she says.
Back to school.
All right, last up, this was very viral. A lot of people talking about this. Billy Corgan says he saw a human turn into something non-human. This comes from CNET.com, the article by Chris Madzizik. Sorry, Chris, if I butchered that. Probably did. Every day I feel it's getting closer to another life, another galaxy, or another something. Early Tuesday, I wrote about Florida Republican congressional candidate. We just talked about Benita Rodriguez-Aguirre, who says she was abducted by aliens at a very early age. And now comes along Billy Corgan. He's of the Smashing Pumpkins, with a tale of how a human he was talking to transformed himself into, well, something else. Appearing on the Howard Stern show on Monday, Corgan, who now prefers to be called William Patrick Corgan, insisted that humans can be bent out of shape, physically, that is. Let's just say I was with somebody once. I can picture Billy saying it. Let's just say I was with somebody once, and I saw a transformation I can't explain. He revealed somewhat gingerly. This person transformed himself into something other than a human, prompted a naturally curious Stern. Yes, Corgan said, I saw it. He claims to have been sober. How odd, though, that he didn't do what many a modern human would have done and wiped out his cell phone to record the event. Perhaps it was a shock and all. Imagine you're doing something and suddenly you turn around and there's somebody else standing there, he said. When pressed whether this person had turned into another human, Corgan demurred and explained that it was hard to explain without going into detail. He insisted, though, that the other person acknowledged what happened, oddly enough, and that the person apparently wouldn't explain. Corgan must have lived a very interesting life, as he described it, as up there with one of the most intense things I've ever been through. Only up there, if I'd seen, says Krishna, my Starbucks barista, turned into say, what is he writing about? Well, anyways, Corgan saw a shapeshifter. So people say he saw a reptilian. No, he just said he saw somebody change. We don't really know the details of it, so I don't know. I mean, when I was growing up in high school, I had friends that knew the Smashing Pumpkins, bands that played, with them and hung out with the Smashing Pumpkins. I saw Darcy and James Iha once on a porch when I was in high school many years ago, pretty much from a distance, didn't go up to him or anything. She had a home in I think it was Long Beach is where we were. But he was a big time rock star at one point, and he mingles with these people in Hollywood and other stuff. And they say these shapeshifters are in the power echelons of all over in political and Hollywood. And look what's happening now in Hollywood. You wonder what some of these people see that are just normal people. My Billy's from William Patrick Corgan is from Chicago. He's one of us. Band got famous. Most rock, not all rock stars sold their soul to get where they were. He was the grunge days. A lot of those guys didn't sell their soul to get there. It was just people were sick of the crappy music at the time and wanted a new crappy music. But speaking of that, I want to get going into the commercial break. People watching on Facebook, you won't hear the music playing. We're gonna that's only on Late Night in the Midlands Radio Network. And people listening on Late Night in the Midlands Radio Network, if you want to see the videos that we post or the pictures and that, their World Wide Web Weird a few days after the show comes out is posted on our Facebook page. All right, guys, when we come back, we're going to have our guest, Lorie Johnson. We're going to talk about her experience as a psychic medium, what it's like to see and hear and talk to dead people and pass along messages. I mean, always interested in hearing their experiences because, like I said, it's not something we experience. They're going through something completely a different reality than what we're normal. Imagine having spirits come to you to talk to you. Most people can't. All right, guys, be back with you right after this commercial break.
24/7. Dial 701-719-9704 so you can listen on the go.
All right, tonight we have guest Lorie Johnson, psychic medium. Many of you guys would be familiar with her from the show Ghost of Shepherdstown. You've seen her work on there. We want to get to know who Lorie Johnson is tonight, her experience as a psychic medium. And then we're going to take phone calls tonight. We might do it before the first commercial break. We'll see how it goes. But we'll have 2 Skype lines you can call in. There is the Soup live chat, 800 live chat. You'll be able to call in on that. Or you can call in the OOJBLAND or that's OOJBLAND OO. That one is audio only. When you do call in, one question. You get one question for Lorie to do a reading for you. I will cut you off if you try to do 2. Just one question, guys. All right, let's go ahead and get to our guest. You there with us, Lorie?
I am. How are you?
Doing good. So glad to have you on tonight. I've been looking forward to getting to talk to you about your experiences as a psychic medium. Now, a lot of people are familiar with you from the Ghost of Shepherdstown, but I'd like you to tell a little bit of people about your experiences. How did, first off, how did this all start from you? Was it from childhood, or did it hit you later in life? Can I tell people how you became Lorie Johnson, the psychic medium?
Well, I'm actually a little bit more than that. Like I told you earlier, I don't like to talk about myself because I don't like to boast, but I do explain, the things that I go through and the particulars of, I do remote reviewing, I astral project, I can see past, the future, past lives.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, and the only thing that it kind of freaked me out because I was actually born gifted. My mother's gifted. My father's gifted. My father's father was a shaman. He's 100% Cherokee Indian.
I'm Cherokee too.
Yeah, so that's awesome. And I'm a redhead. 10 kids and both parents. I'm the only redhead. Only one. My father was born with just, I call it pitch tone, but he was all white hair, and then it turned pitch black. He looked exactly like Elvis Presley when he was younger, and sang exactly like him too. Even before he passed away, he was still singing.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So, I knew there was something up with my family. With you know how you have a house full of kids, and I'm the oldest girl out of 10 kids. I'm the 5th oldest. There's a set of twins. To the point where you hear the stories where we were talking about my grandfather, and I would remember I was still in a diaper. I remember being in a diaper. It was summertime because I had no shirt on. And I'm just crawling around because I remember wherever my dad was, I had to be around my dad. And I remember crawling, and it's like even when I talk about it, I'm reliving this. And all of a sudden, I'm getting ready to crawl over some really bad rocks. I mean, tiny little kid and crawling all over the place. You're going to get hurt or scratched. So this old man walks up to me, and he goes, "No, no, no," and took my dad 30 years to finally talk about his father because his parents threw him out at 14 years old. Oh, wow. So so I never really knew my grandparents until I got a little bit older in my life. And my dad, I actually stayed with my grandma because she had a stroke. And she was living alone in an apartment, and I stayed with her, and we're going through pictures, and I said, "Who is that man?" And she says, "Oh, don't worry about it. Just put it all together." And it didn't click in my head yet. And then all of a sudden, I go home, and she says, "Well, you just make sure you give these to your daddy." And I said, "Okay." And I get to the house, and I'm showing Dad, and Dad's telling me all these people. He stops at this picture, and I really didn't get to look at who it really, really was. And I looked, and I said, "Dad, do you remember me always telling you that there was that man? He says, "Oh, I always told you to go play with your brothers. You're making up stories, or you're pretend friends." "No, Dad, that's the man." I said, "Who is he?" He said, "That's my dad."
Oh, wow.
That was yeah.
How old were you
And then
again?
when I first seen my full apparition of a spirit, a soul, I don't like calling them spirits because they were alive. There's a difference to me with spirit and the soul. You know, when someone passes and they have that body, that's a soul to me. You know, we're not human having a spiritual moment. We're spiritual having a human moment. So we were souls before we became that person, this particular person. And spirits to me are residual of a long story. It's a very long story with crap I see. But it could be a negative. It could be a part of something that, say, it was a soul that actually had unfinished business. He's earthbound. He's stuck. He's still seeking for forgiveness. And the less they're getting these forgiveness from a particular person, the more they become weak to where the negative can grab a hold of them. And that's what I do. I'm a shaman as well. So I see and feel and live everything. I mean, I can live everything about you. The scraped knee that you fell off on your first bike. I mean, I feel everything. Feel it, see it, smell it, hear it. But anyways, I remember when sorry guys, I jump all over the place.
It's all right.
I've got spirit here. They're already talking to me, so I'm asking them to back off while I'm talking. So anyways, we're talking. I said, "No, Dad, that's the man that I always kept seeing." He goes, "Well, that's my father." And sis, he died a year after you were born.
Wow.
He said, "There's no way you could have seen this man." I said, "Dad, I seen him." And I started crying because he wouldn't believe me because I was still a young kid. And I was today's Lorie was not who I was back in the day. I was very shy, never spoke up. I was afraid to speak up. I always talked to people. I've always looked up and talked to God, and you know, I made plans with him, if that made sense. Right. And then a year after my dad passed away in '06, my mom had stayed with me, and all of a sudden, you know, my mom was really depressed. I mean, they were together like 52 years.
Oh, wow.
And had 10 kids. Well, 8 kids, really. 2 of them belonged to my father, and 1 belonged to my mom. So anyways, I'm sitting at the table in my house in Virginia, and I look, and my jaw drops. She goes, "What's the matter with you?" I said, "Mom, I see Daddy, I see Grandpappy, I see Grandmother, I see Katie, my niece that died at 3 years and 8 months. I see a lot of other people. There's a tall man. He's got dark hair, and he looks Italian to me." She goes, "That's my Uncle Frank." She didn't deny it. She did not look and turn around to see it. She already saw it. Come find out, she told me that she was gifted all her life. She is always seen and heard people when she would go to bed. They would come out of her closet.
Oh, that's the creepiest.
And, yep. She said that they would always come out of her closet and try to talk to her, and she would tell them, "Just go away. I don't want this gift. I don't want it." And she even told me, "I don't want my gift. I don't want it." And to me, that's the denial of what God created us to be. You know, there's so much superstition crap of old-fashioned, man-written crap that are in half these books out there. A lot of the scriptures are good. A lot of them are correct. But there's so many things that have been changed around to contradict itself to the point where Jesus Christ gave his own messengers and his prophets singlings of their own monies to take it to a medium for direction.
Well, yeah, I say most people
Sorry.
believe the Bible says, well, the mediums are bad, you know.
But that's Corinthians, and then where it says it's bad, it's in the next chapter. It contradicts itself to make kings, to make in denial of who you truly are. I mean, if there was such thing as dragons, then why isn't it inside the Bible? If there was such thing as excuse upon monkeys, man, you know, what is it? We were monkeys. Why isn't it written in the Bible? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a constant of contradiction to me. There are a lot of scriptures, and I loved being a Sunday school teacher. I went to church. I was raised Southern Baptist in Texas and Baptist in Maryland, and I always went to church. I loved it. The more knowledge I got in my head, the more I was shown that it was like they were stuck in the first chapter of the old King James version, and I'm like, there's something wrong here. It's almost like those movies where you say, with Keanu Reeves, where they're going up the set and he looked behind him and he saw a black cat, and then all of a sudden he saw the black cat again.
Matrix.
It's exactly this. Yeah, it's so much matrixing in and contradiction in this Bible. It drives me nuts. And then I got to the point where I got to the point where there was something wrong with me, because I was not allowed to be who I truly was, but I never felt like I fit in. I was always abused. I was always hurt. I was always pushed away. I've actually had the life worse than Cinderella. So I always went outside, and something drew me outside to look up. And I always seen, how you see clouds, you make things out. And I always seen the huge angels, because they were afraid to show themselves, because it's like when I'm mentoring someone, I don't want them to directly, just because I know they can see doesn't mean that they need to see at that time. You know what I mean?
Right.
So what I do is I mentally let them see it, so that way they can understand good from bad. And I would go outside and look up in the sky, and I say, am I bad? Why am I here? I don't feel like I'm loved. I don't feel like I'm needed here. Why am I here? And, I've gone through a lot of stuff, and all I kept being told is you're here for a purpose and a reason, and you'll find your way. That's all I kept getting told.
Now, for you, I mean, seeing the, I don't know which was the best term to put it, because you say you don't like to call them spirits, the deceased people. I mean, at an early age, I mean, they say some people, it can drive them insane. How did you keep your grip on reality?
Well, this is the weirdest thing is because of all the pain that I endured in my life, I never took it personal, because I always believed that, we are our worst judges than God is. And I know there's a lot of people say there is no God and there is no Christ, but to each his own. I'm not going to put you down. I truthfully don't care what you believe in. If you're listening to this radio show and you've listened to me, trust me, this is what I've seen. I've died. I've had NDEs. I've had a lot of things. And when I think it was about, I knew that there was something different with me. And I have to go to this point for you to understand where I am today. My dad had died. And my mom got into the point, my mom weighed 450 pounds. My dad died. She went into a depression, and she lost so much weight. She was about 167 pounds. And something said, that it just knocked on the back of my head. That's all I heard was a knock on my back. I'm like, all of a sudden I started getting shown, you need guidance for your mom. You need guidance for your mom. So all of a sudden, I told me and a friend, I actually gave rented a room out to a mom that was actually homeless with 2 kids. And I said, look, we need to get on this computer. My mom needs guidance. She needs to hear from my dad. Now, let you know, all these psychics and mediums, I'm like my father. I can look at one and say, nope, you're fake, you're real, you're a liar. I can look at someone in a minute and smell it. I smell it. Just like get cancer, I smell it. So we got on the internet, and I said, no, this is the guy that we need to get a hold of. I was drawn directly to him, Kevin DeMaria. Very well-known psychic medium, producer, director, all of it. And then I sat down and I said, Ma, just humor me. Let's see what he has to say. See if Daddy comes through. I'm not going to, don't tell him nothing. Something told me, don't tell him nothing. Right. Just see what he says. Well, it was funny because it wasn't my dad that came forward. It was her aunt. It was her aunt that she loved so much that the lady actually ended up dying on my mom to the point where my mom felt like she lost her mom. Oh. And it was my grandpappy's sister, and my grandpappy is 25% Italian, Irish, and Dutch. So he was the most beautiful man that you could ever meet in your entire life. I mean, he was an alcoholic, but he was so loving, and he would stick by himself. I knew there was something different about him as well. And my grandma, my mom's mom, she's cousin Queen Elizabeth. So I knew there was something about them, but I couldn't catch it. I was never taught. My mom never, ever spoke about anything that she knew, seen, or anything. So anyways, I said, okay, Ma, just sit here. I'm not going nowhere. I just want to see. I said, I don't believe all this crap either. I said, just sit down and just see what he says. So he gets on, and he did it on live, and it was awesome. I mean, there was a lot of things that was a miss and hit, but some things that come forward, they don't make sense because it hasn't happened yet. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or it happened, and we have, I call it the Pandora box in the back of our head. Everybody has it. Everybody. That there could be a trauma or something that you suppressed in the back of your mind that you can have flashbacks. Oh, no, I'm afraid of water, but I don't remember. Well, I see that. I see why you're afraid of something. And I don't want you telling me anything when you call me. So I want to see your truth. Because if you're sitting there, hey, Lorie, can you help me with this paranormal? This is what... No, don't tell me what's going on. Because you have to look at everything as energy. Energy, you can create something off of your own... you can create a story with what you think or what you think you're getting. So I want to see what I'm getting. And then you can compare to that. And this is what I did on the Ghost of Shepherdstown. Don't tell me nothing. I don't want to know where we're going. I was in one spot, and then they did whatever they did. And now if I wanted to follow them, yeah, I could have followed them, but I'm not doing that. Because to me, it wasn't about what the team was doing. Right. It was what I was supposed to do.
Yeah, you kind of come in and do your thing, and they use the information you're giving them, and then you're kind of gone. You know, it's like... I
am.
Yeah.
If you ever watch me rewatch their shows, don't listen to what I say. Watch my eyes and the energy around me. And you could see that there's a difference. I'm being guided. You know, it's almost like I feel like, even though I know that I'm standing there, but I feel like I'm out of body and trying to figure out, like the one that, I don't know if you ever watched it, but the first series, when we were going down into the cellar, the basement.
It's been a while, but I've seen season 1. I've seen just a little bit of season 2. I haven't been. I'm so
you have to watch. The season 1 was awesome. I'm serious.
I saw season 1. It's been since last year since I've seen it.
Exactly. So, anyways, I'm going down, and I started feeling this. Oh my, like a sadness, anger, scared. I mean, I was feeling it, and I said, all y'all have to just get out of my direction and let me kick this energy up. I mean, there was a lot of stuff cut, but they caught a lot of good stuff too. But once I started going down there, I had to stop right directly in the middle of the steps. I touched the stone that the cellar was created with, or that was, the house. Yeah. And all of a sudden, this man walked right in front of me, and he's real deep. What are you doing here? What do you want?
I kind of remember
You're
this.
supposed to be. Yeah, he's yelling at me, and I had to stop him with my energy, mentally, and tell him and show him literally, sir, you're in my time. You're in my time. You died. And he looked back at the fireplace, or it was a pit. He looked back, and he looked around. He looked up, and he goes, "Get me the hell out of here! I don't want to live this hell anymore." And he tried to grab a hold of the thyroid. I have a thyroid disease, issue going on in my throat, and every teen needs a psychic or a medium or both, because they need to understand the energy of the emotions of these spirits, not who they are or what they are, because they can actually transform or how do you call it?
Mimic?
No. They can change into something. They could change into something else because their energy, that's mind over matter stuff.
Right.
So so what is that called?
I'm trying to think what you're...
Shape-shifting?
Yes, thank you.
That'd be a good term.
I heard her, but I just heard her again. But yeah, they shape-shift themselves because they are scared and they are energy. So it's mind over matter. Close your eyes and tell me what color I'm looking at. You see what I'm saying? And then when you open your eyes, oh, that's not white, that's gold. You see what I'm saying? It's shape-shifting. It's changing the mind. So anyways, he grabs a hold of my the weakest part of me. And he knew that my empathy he wasn't mean or angry or evil. He wanted out of his hell, and he realized I snapped him out of his purgatory of what he put himself in, because he thought he was helping these men that were doing, in the war of the Gettysburg and the Sharpsburg and all that. He thought he was helping them by amputating them. They were bleeding to death because they didn't have the knowledge that we have today. So he's throwing these limbs and burning them, most of them, in the pit. And he showed me all of a sudden, you got to remember, when I do my work, there is no such thing as a wall. I see through the walls, but I can still see it's a wall. And his mind drew me directly to that pit, and he said, "This is my shame." And I, at first, the human of me, the pride, looked, and there was nothing there. It was just dust. And then all of a sudden, he dropped me under the earth, and there was a hammer, a saw, a pair of scissors. I mean, there was so much crap. It was like it was sealed in that earth to where his hell was stuck, where he was a magnet to it, and he couldn't move out of it.
Now, how vivid is this? Is it like in your mind's eye? Or are you seeing it in your vision?
No, I was living it. I literally live it. It's like my soul comes out of my body and goes directly into their time to be able to see it. Now, because I am strong enough, and I did teach myself, and I am protected enough to be able to understand that when you're doing your work, you know, like I said, I'm a mentor. The hand that you wanted to use when you were a baby is actually the hand of the spiritual side of you. I'm left-handed. They tried to get me to be a right-hander, but I'm stuck to my left. So my spiritual and my human side is actually equal because I can actually use both hands. But my left hand is the strongest when I was younger, so I use that as my human side and my right to my spiritual side. So when I'm doing my spirituality, so I don't get myself stuck in these dimensions or these times, I actually think on the human side and travel on my spiritual side, and I can still see myself.
It's really interesting you're mentioning that, because when I was born left-handed and I was dominant, but my kindergarten teacher was right-handed. It was easier to teach me right-handed. I'm ambidextrous, I can do both, but I'm left-handed dominant.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is you also use your toes, honey. I can see you using your toes.
Really?
You curl your toes still too. I'm actually in front of you, so if you use my left, your right hand, and put it right in front of you, and keep moving towards the other side, and it was between your eyes and your mouth, and feel that cold draft. That's me. I'm standing right in front of you. You curl your toes, especially when you're in deep thought.
Mm-hmm. And when I'm,
like I said.
So it's like you're like in two places at once.
Mm-hmm.
That has to be somewhat disorienting. I mean, to think to be split like that, and dangerous too.
Well, you call it that, but for a lot of people, actually, it can be, because some of them, to the point, are so down that they just release. You see what I'm saying? Like they release themselves. Wow, somebody's talking right beside you. It's a man.
Me?
He won't. Yeah, he won't be quiet. So, anyways, he's got dark hair. You look like him, but he's a lot older and a little bit bigger in the body wise.
Okay.
I think I read for you before. I don't remember any of it, so don't tell me any of it.
No, I've never read for me. This is the first time we've ever talked, so.
Oh, okay.
That's interesting.
Excuse me. Yeah, you have I think is your father alive?
Good question. I don't know. My biological father took off when I was 2. And last that we heard, he was still in Texas, according to a Social Security number that was being used.
Okay, well, this man, you're shaped like your mother, because this man has a little bit more of a longer face, the chin-wise, but you look like him, but you're shaped more of your mom, because I see you right now. I'm standing in front of you. You can use your my left, your right hand, and reach out and start feeling the cold draft. I'm actually on the other side, directly in the corner of your eye.
That's weird. Okay. Because I am feeling a cold draft right in front of me where
That's
my hand is. Before you said that, that is. Okay. Oh my God, that is really.
So whatever you see, I see as well. So believe me.
I do. I'm telling the audience, I'm not joking here. I do feel like a breeze. There shouldn't be. I'm down in a basement. There's no draft. There's no windows open, and I felt like a slight breeze right before she said that. Wasn't she put it in my head? I did feel it. So that I get my.
There's no such thing as we can put it in the head.
Yeah, you didn't. I felt it before you even said it.
Go get your meter. It would have gone off. So you got to remember, everything is energy, 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 energy. So anyways, the man is, to me, I feel that he is an older male, but he's not a very old man. He still kind of colors his hair with a comb, with a hair dye in his hair, but you can still see he combs it all the way back. Hold on, I'll tell you. The only thing different to him than you, to me, is the eyes. The shape is almost exact, but because you have your mom's high cheekbones, because I can see your mom too, high cheekbones, your chin actually rounds off to me and a tiny little dimple. With him, he has the dimple, but it's more of a pointier chin, but it rounds off at the end. You know what I mean? He's got like a longer
like
oval face, and you have a round oval face.
Sounds like more like my grandfather on my father's side, maybe.
Okay, let me see if he will let me find out how he knows you, because you do look exactly like him. And he died of a heart attack, by the way.
Would it be my grandfather then?
Okay, you can say hi to your grandpa, but he keeps showing me. Were you the baby that had the lighter hair when you were young, and then older you got the darker?
Talking about that with my mom, actually, but yes. I was just talking about this with my mom.
Okay, but that's what he's telling me about you, of his memories of you. He just thought you were the most he knew that there was something special about you, but you're going to be stubborn, and you're still stubborn. So
that's true.
So you're a very direction type of person. So if you don't feel like something, oh my God, that bottle on that table, it needs to be turned, turn it, or it's pissing me off. Excuse me. So that's you to me. So I'm living your life to tell you the story that you're not paying attention to. But you have to be very careful with that too, because your blood pressure goes to the roof. And your eating habits are horrible, by the way.
Well, you got that right. You got that, nailed it right. You know.
And you also used to sleepwalk. Do you know you still do once in a while?
I haven't. When I was a kid, I did. I would walk out to the couch and some reason go lay down on the couch and not remember doing it. But I haven't done it at all.
Yes, you are.
I'm a light sleeper now.
No, you still are. I can see you. You're barefooted, and I'm not going too far into whatever because I can see everything.
Yeah.
But you look in the kitchen, you smile, you walk. Let's see, you're in the hallway. It's kind of dark to me, and then your kitchen would be on the right.
True.
And then there's a window on the other side, but it's kind of not a big, wide one, but there's a window. I see underneath that, like the shade's halfway up.
There's curtains, no shades.
Okay. Let me see, because I can see there's like a what do you call it, street light or whatever. Something's flashing in the bottom of it. Or not flashing, but I can see it. Hold on. Then
sound like you're talking more about the other window, because there's a neighbor across the street that always has this light, just like these glowing lights that kind of flash. She's got a crazy yard.
It's not flashing.
Okay.
I just see like you know how the moon would be shining and everything out the window looks like it's blue instead of pitch dark. Okay, in front of you, I see it looks like a love seat or it's a couch on that wall all the way through. From the hallway, kitchen, just all the way through.
Okay.
Oh, there's an old lady in there. There's a chair and a catty cornered on that wall.
In my living room?
Yeah.
There's a couch, and then there's right by the front door a recliner.
Okay, right there. Let's see, recliner. But it's a light. Something's light on it, like maybe a blanket or something to draping over it because it's little.
You do have that right.
Okay. There's an old woman sitting there. It's
right now. There's a woman. Don't call her old because she's in that chair right now. I can hear her rocking it. Don't call her old.
Listen. Is that who is that lady that's sitting there now?
That's my wife.
Where's her mother?
Probably at home sleeping.
Okay, so who is the thin lady with the short curly hair? Silver, salt and pepper.
I don't know.
Small chest. That's her grandmother, honey.
She has her grandmother who did pass. Always dyed her hair, so it was always dark. She was one of those people that, you know.
Oh, I can see her truth. I can see the dye, but I see her truth. It's salt and pepper. It's more silver. And see, the very beautiful lady, your wife looks like her, but let's see. This lady, she actually looks more like her mom, shaped like her dad. This
she does.
Actually, yeah. This is Nanny. This is her grandmother, mom's side. She's sitting with your wife. Your wife is actually sitting on her.
Her mom's mom is still alive.
Okay, so who is she? It's Nanny. I hear her calling her Nanny or Grammy.
There is a nickname for her grandmother who passed, but it's not those.
Okay, what is it? Because I can only hear parts of when she's little.
Yeah,
What is it?
I was waiting for you to say it because you seem close to it. It's Mimi.
Well, your wife has when she's pissed, it's a loud mouth, but when she's talking normal and a little, it's very faint to me, so I couldn't hear what she was saying. I heard the me, but I thought it was Grammy or. Okay, so she's sitting on her grandmother.
The chair actually came from her parents. It used to be in their house. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it or not. But I love Mimi, and we were all really sad when she passed. She was the type of person that when the newspaper got something wrong, she was the first one to write them in and tell them what they got wrong, like anything grammar-wise. And she was the life of the party, life of the holidays, and sorely missed.
She says somebody's celebration. There's a birthday or an anniversary coming up. They're all getting ready. It's November. It looks like the 8th, 10th, or 11th.
I can't
8th, 10th, or 11th.
Think of...
And she's showing me number 4. I don't know what that means.
Horrible with birthdays, so I could probably get this wrong. I don't know. Nobody I can think of at the top of my head, but I could be proven wrong on that later, for sure.
Does your wife collect dolphins, or she did?
Mm-mm.
She's got something blue or gray in her hand, and she wants me to give it to you to give it to your wife.
Blue or gray. Trying to think.
I'm trying to ask her to turn it around so I can see what it is. It's a whale, maybe?
I don't know.
I don't know. Ask your wife what it is.
Yeah, I will, definitely.
When you get a chance, because she's trying to give it to me, to give it to you, to give it to her.
Okay. I'm trying to think of what it could be.
And she told me, and she's giving it to you, not her first, is because you listen to her and she don't all the time.
She accuses me of not listening to her, so...
Well, she says you listen to her, so.
We will, since you're doing this reading, but we have a commercial break coming up here soon. But if anybody does want to call in, we do have the phone lines open. There's the Skype IDs, OOJBland, OO, that's the audio only. And there's the Soup Live Chat, 800 Live Chat, where we can see you by video. Now, Lorie, she's on the phone. She can't see you, but we can see you here in the panel. But you can call in again. Soup Live Chat, 800 Live Chat is one Skype ID. The other is OOJBLANDOO. And call on either one of those Skype lines. And then while we're waiting to see if anybody calls in, I was interested. You were talking about, a gentleman, that could have been maybe my grandfather. Said somebody had died of a heart attack. I'm like trying to think, I know.
Jason, remember Jean saw the man and the child that time in your house?
Yeah, and I always wondered if that I had a half sister that died 8 months into my mom's first pregnancy.
Yeah, but the thing is, you shouldn't do that because you just fed me a line.
I know.
And then there's so many street readers out there. I'd make $1 billion off of you.
Yeah, I know.
Never ever, when you ask a question, ever give me any information.
Sorry.
Is there anybody here for me? Is there anybody coming forward? How about my love life, or whatever, but never give. Oh well, my husband left me. Can you tell me if he loves me? Well, really, he left you.
That's good. Actually, that's a good point for anybody who does call in tonight. So the way they should shape their question is a way that doesn't give off too much detail in any way. is what would be the best way to put it.
Yeah, most definitely. Don't ever give any information. And sometimes it's...
Oh, somebody called on the wrong line. Hold on a second.
Yeah, let her read them when they come on. Just let her do her thing
It's
and
ridiculous.
then read them.
Are you still there, Lorie?
Yeah.
Somebody
yeah, I'm
called
still
in
here.
on the phone line. Hold on a second. Anybody, the phone line's down tonight because we got Lorie on it, and I accidentally skipped that. So don't call on the phone line. It's only Skype tonight, guys. Only Skype. Let me make sure I get my...
Yeah, but a lot of people don't have Skype.
Yeah, sadly, when I got somebody on the phone, I can't do the phone line.
Well, how about if I call you on Skype?
Um...
How many can you get on the line if I'm not on it?
Well, we got the two. Well, I'd have to put you on my Skype on the other one. We do have a caller on that Skype right now, actually. So hold on before we do any of that. We got Chandra on the line. Are you there, Chandra?
Yeah.
How you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm great. How are you?
Doing great. You have a question for Lorie for a reading? One question.
Are you looking to hear from somebody? Because there's a lady coming forward.
Yes.
Curly hair, always had it done. Older woman, kind of. I'm a size 5'7", so I'm small. This lady's a little bigger than me. She's in my face right now, by the way. And you look like her, but the only thing is different from the nose down. You do not have that. So, and she's pointing at okay. Wow. Okay, I have to ask you: is your mom alive?
No, but that's not my mom.
Okay. But listen, is that your mom's mom?
I didn't really know my mom's mom.
Okay, well, can you say hi to your grandma, because she is your mom's mom, and your mom stands behind her. In my world, and people come to me, they let the older ladies first, and it's the older ones first.
Makes
so
sense.
Your grandmother's there, and your mom has the dark hair, by the way, to me. So it's got to be a dark brown, a black, or a red, a dark red.
Yes.
Like an auburn color.
Yes.
Okay, you can say hi to your mom and your grandmother, honey, because your mom's got your grandma.
Oh, that's cool. I only met my grandma like twice.
Okay. Well, she knows you, and you got to remember, sometimes, I don't know my grandmother. Thing is that what we couldn't do when we were alive, they want to do when they're passed over. So they look after you. They watch out for you. Your mom is carrying a little boy. It's a baby. Somebody miscarried?
Yeah.
Okay, well, she's got the baby, honey. No.
You're
My
right,
mom
Chandra.
miscarried before me. Yeah. I would have had an older brother.
Okay, well, she's got him. I'm hugging you, by the way.
Did you have anything else for Lorie?
No, that's it. I'm crying now, so.
All right. Well, they do want you to know that. Do you drive, honey?
I do.
Okay, you need to slow down a little bit because they said you are hell's on wheels.
Slow down, Chandler.
I will. That's funny.
And
Okay.
hold on. Your mom wants a float. Can you make her a float?
A float, like
It looks
Rooter
like
float?
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. Like she's putting ice cream in it, and then
She worked at A&W.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Okay, but listen, I don't know if your mom drank, but she wants a little bit of yum yum in it. She said
She what?
she wants some liquor in her drink, and she's telling me to tell you to be quiet
Oh,
about
no.
it.
You still there, Chandra?
Yes, yeah, I think we
I
lost
think
her.
she's just absorbing some of it.
You still there, Chandra? Uh-oh. I see her.
Her mama loves her. Well, if she's still here, and her mom's very proud of her, but she needs to finish school and be a little bit more nicer to herself. She says she doesn't get her fix her hair and get dressed like she used to, but her mom wants her to start taking care of herself and loving herself because she's beautiful.
Well, thank you, Chandra. I'm sorry. Somehow we lost connection. I don't think she hung up on purpose because I had somebody else calling in and might have missed it. I don't know. Remember, guys, there's also the Soup live chat, 800 live chat. You can call on that. If you don't want your camera on you on that video line, just turn it off. And then there's the J Bland OO. I'm going to try calling back this person that called in while Chandra was. I know who this is. Let me see if she's still there. Hold on. But, you know, man, you really nailed it with the root beer float when she said she worked at A&W. That's pretty.
She was right about a lot of the things she said after about Chandra also, and taking care, just keeping up on certain things. She's pretty accurate about a lot of that.
Thank you, Jamie, for relaying that. Tell Chandra in the chat room, thank you so much for calling in. So I didn't get to say it to her. Audrey, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, and I don't know how well you're going to see me because I'm in the dark. But
well, you're on the audio only line, so nobody sees you.
Okay,
I see
wonderful.
you. I see you.
Awesome, thanks. That's a good thing.
She's gifted.
Audrey,
honey, are you gifted?
Yes, I am. I
know you are. I can see you.
Yeah. Okay. I choose to be in it. Like, it came to me more than once, and I haven't honed in on that skill on a regular basis because it scared me really bad. I was in tears, obviously. You know that already.
I know. I freaked out too. I never got to finish my story because we got right straight into the readings. But you don't need to feel, you know, when we have, and I know you love yourself, but there is a lot of things that you are dwelling from the past, especially with a mom figure. And you need to learn how to. You need to have
grandma, not mom.
Is she still a mother figure to me? That's what she's saying. She says, damn it, she's always over reminding me. Okay, yeah, she says mom. So I just give you what they say, and she was gifted as well. Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so she was just. Okay, so she was basically protecting you, honey. But the thing is that what's going on is a lot of people that are gifted, they're blocked, and that would be the heart chakra, not the top chakra, the mind chakra, the eye chakra, stomach chakra. It's not all that. It's your heart, because you're holding yourself accountable for that. You've got to remember, you're human, and we hold ourselves accountable, and we're our worst judges, and God is. You have to learn that when we hold animosity, sadness, anger, depression, all that, we're actually attacking ourselves, and we keep our loved ones in the exact same mode. So they feel bad that you still feel that way. So she says, it's time to write it and get over it, honey. And she calls you sweet pea. So you are gifted. I know you know it. You're also out of body in it, and I can see you, but you only sit up. You don't go nowhere, but you're looking, and you're still looking for your grandma. But there's also a man on the other side as well.
Yeah,
that passed
my grandpa
over,
too.
That passed over. Okay, well, that's the man that the next time you go to sleep, instead of looking, I can see you sitting up in your sleep. You're laying down, but you're out of body. Your soul is sitting up in the bed. Honey, don't look to your sides. Look in front of you. He's standing right there. He's standing right there. He's got a little bit of a balding up at the top, salt and pepper color hair. He doesn't want to be white. He says, I'm not old. Very elegant man, very kind man, loving man. He loves his newspapers. He loves family at the table.
Trying to figure out which grandpa, because I've had both. I've had all my grandparents have died, so I'm thinking it's my grandpa on my dad's side, but I'm
He's a smaller man. He's a smaller man.
He's on my dad's side. Yeah, absolutely. Yep, he's tall. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. He's always looked out for me.
He still is, honey.
And
he still thinks you've got the. He says that you're not taking care of your. He says you're not taking care of your feet. You still got a bunion on your feet because I can actually see your feet. So you have your feet kind of tucked out of the blanket at times, and then you got a little bit of insecurity in you, and you turn over and you put your feet in the blanket. But when you're laying on your back, and tonight, I want you to understand, he's not on the side. He's in the front of you, okay? You're not alone. You're never going to be alone. You have angels.
I see you, Audrey. I saw you talking while she's talking. I don't hear you now. I don't know if that's something that got messed up with another caller that called in. Did you accidentally mute yourself, Audrey? Check. Because I can see her, but I don't hear her now. She might have muted herself because she had the phone up to her face there. Might have hit the mute button.
Okay, well, if she can still hear me, she needs to get her stomach checked. She's got a little bit of obstruction and a little bit of bowel issues and intestine issues going on. My left or right ear is a little bit going deaf, like I can hear whatever she hears, I hear. It's a little tunnel to me, so it could be a little bit of infection going on. My left or right back tooth is an infection going on, and she needs to get that because it's messing with her sinuses as well. And she needs to get her eyes checked. She has a little bit of I don't know if it's a cataract or a film going on my right, her left eye. And the other one, I don't even think she sees color with that one at all. If she can hear me, confirmation would be good to let the other lady let me know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think she's hearing you. Do you hear her, Audrey? I don't hear you. Oh.
She's actually a high school friend of mine, and I'll have her go back tomorrow and re-listen to all this if she missed any of it.
Yeah, I think she could hear it, but we're not hearing her. Oh, darn it. I wonder why. Unless she somehow got muted, I don't know.
That would be the second one that happened like that, isn't it?
Well, the other one disconnected. Or, yeah, actually, no, she was there. So I'm not sure. All right, well, Audrey, you can post in the chat room if any of that hit upon it, or hopefully you heard what she said. We're going to go to the next, we're going to go to our one and last commercial break here, and then we'll come back. Let me see here how we're going to do this. Yeah, I'm afraid to put you on that Skype line because of what just happened there. Remember, too, there's another Skype line, guys. You can call in the Soup Live Chat, 800 Live Chat. You can call in on that. But we're going to go to our commercial break here. Oh, of course, wrong song. We're going to go to our commercial break. When we come back, you can call in on Soup Live Chat, 800 Live Chat, or Skype ID, OOJBland00. You might want to try the Soup Live Chat, 800 Live Chat, because we had a little difficulty with the OOJBland00. Try the Soup Live Chat, 800 Live Chat, and see if you can get that in. Anybody calling now, just remember, I will have you on in after the commercial break.
Ben Franklin said, if you do the same thing tomorrow as you did today, you're going to get the same tomorrow as you got today. Changing the world starts with you, and changing you starts with changing the way you think. Late Night in the Midlands can help. Listen to all of our shows at latenightinthemidlands.com, because things really do need to change.
If you find yourself angry over the wealth gap and the way the financial system and banks are set up, or you find yourself looking for non-genetically modified foods because you refuse to consent to being a science experiment to big bio and big chem, or perhaps you have abandoned your trust in government and religion altogether, then you might be an RDS, a radical danger to society, otherwise known as a terrorist. Other possible terrorist activities include, but are not limited to, taking pictures, coughing, sneezing, wheezing, smiling, not bathing, listening to the secret teachings, asking questions to authorities, distrust in authority, owning a gun, reading history books, reading non-Keynesian economic books, listening to Late Night in the Midlands, turning off your television, going outside, water purification, having goosebumps, laughing, wearing jeans, purchasing ammunition, purchasing medical supplies, listening to Open Eyes Radio, purchasing bulk food, noticing geoengineering trails, refusing to pay back your student loans, informing others, breathing, listening to the Red Pill reality show, blinking, thinking, farting, choking, and sleeping. Other forms of terrorism include disassociation, association with all political parties, protesting, freely speaking your mind, freely expressing your opinions, and in some cases that are extremely severe, paying with cash, being concerned about food, water, vaccines, and believing that the medical industry and military run tests on unsuspecting citizens regardless of the evidence to prove its existence. If you don't want to be an RDS, a radical danger to society, then turn on your television, get a credit card, buy the 13th season of Honey Boo Boo on Blu-ray, get fast food for dinner, and stop purifying your water and looking for clean food, or you may be diagnosed with orthorexia nervosa too. For more ways to become an RDS, a radical danger to society, simply tune into the L&M radio network, now 24 hours a day.
The Late Night in the Midlands radio network is deeply devoted to you, the listener. We feel it is necessary to bring you all of the information that you can use in your life. Each and every day you will find something to listen to here. And whether you come away from the shows informed, inspired, or entertained, it is our passion. We don't bow to corporations, and we don't have handlers to tell us what not to talk about. We bring you everything. Late Night in the Midlands, however, is fully listener supported. We need your help to stay on the air and to make sure that we get the bills paid. We need your help to keep the truth alive. If you feel that you have gotten anything out of Late Night in the Midlands, we would appreciate your support. You can become a subscriber and help us out on a monthly basis, or if you'd like, a one-time donation is fully appreciated as well. Every year, the average household in America spends over $3,000 on entertainment alone. If you could help us with just a tiny fraction of that amount, you would make all of the difference. Go to latenightinthemidlands.com and click on the subscribe button. Thank you, and as always, keep yourself informed.
Tonight we have guest Lorie Johnson from Ghost of Shepherdstown. We're taking callers into the show. There's two ways you can call in. There's the Soup live chat, 800 live chat by video engineer Jeff will take your call there. Or you can call in the OOJ Bland 00. I got somebody on the OOJ Bland line. I think we got somebody on the Soup live chat line as well. So we got the lines already ready to go. So let's get back to our guest. You still there with us, Lorie?
I am.
All right. Now, I know I got Lorie on the Soup live chat. Hold on, Lorie. Just hold on there because I had somebody else that called in before you. I missed the name on this one. Who do we have on the other Skype line?
Heather.
Heather. How you doing tonight, Heather?
Hello. I'm doing good.
Do you have a question for Lorie?
Where do you see me in a few months from now?
I can take that everywhere, honey. I mean, are you looking for a job? Are you looking for a new home? Are you looking for a new love?
Moving, if I'm going to be moving. If I'm going to be moving.
Can I ask you if you're married? Just yes or no, please. Can you hear me?
What is that?
Are you married? Is there a man in the house?
Oh, it's really hard to hear.
She asked if you were
married. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear her?
Let me... What?
Go ahead and see if she can hear you, Lorie.
Okay. Is there a man in the house? Miss
Yes.
Heather, is there... Okay. I feel that... See, this is the type of thing that I don't do when I'm on air, is I don't like putting people's laundry out there. Can I ask you, is it that you're having to move or you're wanting to move, honey?
I'm wanting to move.
Okay. I knew that, but I want you to accept that, to understand that. But with or without him, you got to remember, I'm a shaman too, so I'm a healer. So you're wanting to know a particular thing as far as wanting to move, but I believe that you're exhausted, you're tired, and you're feeling abandoned to a point. Is that correct?
Yes.
Hello. Okay. Honey, find me on Facebook. We need to do this privately, not airing it, okay? I'm not going to put your personal stuff out there. You don't need a reading, baby. You need a healing, and I do that too. Okay? Seriously.
Oh, and she accidentally hung up, I think. All right. We do have another caller. Heather, hook up with her. If you're hearing this on Facebook, hook up with Lorie on Facebook. Go ahead.
It's Lorie Johnson, psychic medium.
All right, now we got Lorie. It's been a long time, Lorie. How you doing?
I'm pretty good, thanks. How are you?
Doing good. It's so glad to see you again. How things been? Actually, no, nope. Don't say that. Sorry. Don't tell us how things have been. I know you too well, so I don't want to talk. I don't want to give anything away.
Oh, you don't know me too well. Let's see what Lorie tells you.
Yeah.
Well,
are you Laura Lee or Lorie Lee?
It's Laura Lee. I'm the girl you talked to for about 3 hours a couple months ago, Lorie. You're the one that found that dark spot on my rib chest. And your son has the same birthday as I do.
Okay. I knew it was because it's funny because my name is Lorie Lee too.
Oh.
I know.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of synchronicities. We talked for about 3 hours that day.
Yeah. You seem to be a lot better, but there's something going on with my right, your left part of your throat and the side. So it could be a drainage from the ear and ear infection. Let me look and see what's going on. All right, what is the medicine they put you on, honey? Because I see you popping a couple pills, but there's one little dark one. I don't know if that's blue or it's a dark green, but it's a little tiny pill that you're popping. What is that?
It's a new pain medication.
Honey, go get it checked because it's messing with your thyroids.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm curious because I can see that it's my right, your left side. If you feel your throat and see if there's any of a swelling or fluidy feeling, seriously, it's irritating the thyroid.
Lorie, you know what? I've been there for years. I know what you're talking about, but it's not near my thyroid. It's underneath my ear.
Yeah, but it's in the Okay. Yeah, because it's messing with. I have to tell you what it's being. I mean, it is what it is, but I feel it is a thyroid. It's messing with the glands, so that's a thyroid, or it could be your what do you call it? Well, what is it called up in the shoulder area, where when you eat, it kills the germs before it hits the brain, and then and it digests down to the stomach. It's irritating. I'm serious. I've got to tell you what's being shown, honey. I mean, it is up to whomever and whatever you want to do with it, but I have to relay it. It's yours. It doesn't belong to me. It gets channeled through from your angels, your loved ones. But you do look a lot better. You've changed your diet, but you still have some bad habits. You've got to be careful with that white bread or whatever that is.
No bread. Sugar.
Okay. Okay, because they're showing me like abundant cake or a sponge cake. I don't know what it is, but it looks like how the top of a cake or a loaf of bread would look.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow you. Hold on. I'm gonna follow you to find out. It's late at night and it's a snack, and you don't eat it all, but you do eat some of it because I can see you pulling pieces off of it and eat it.
Okay, I'll have to think about that because I don't eat too much usually.
Okay. Also, do you eat grapes?
But I will.
The green grapes?
Do I eat them?
Yeah, do you have the green grapes? You've got to be careful with them, too. Do you have a little bit of diabetes in you?
Yep.
Okay, honey, those grapes are not good
Yeah,
for you. They're elevating, and to me, and inside your body. And you got to remember, I live your body, I live your life to tell you the story that you're not paying attention to. But when you're eating stuff like that, I feel like I'm on an elevator going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and then I get a little bit of lightheadedness. My right, your left eye gets a little blurry to me. Be very, very careful with that, okay? I'm telling on you, you do know that, right? You can't hide
I'm
anything
taking
from
notes.
me.
She's
Thank
writing
you,
it
darling.
down.
Sorry?
I said, thank you, darling. You can't hide nothing from me anyways, by the way.
Well, like I said, I just called basically, Lorie, to tell you, because you picked that up. I have a lump on my rib cage. I told the soul I didn't even know it was there. You found it, and I actually posted on your page about that because you were dead on about that. So I will. That's why I'm taking notes. I definitely will get these checked.
Well, thank you. You still need your feet are flat to me, but you do have a little tiny arch. You need shoes that's going to put a little bit more like the Reebok shoes, you know, the white ones that have the soft heels. Honey, you're putting so much pressure on your lower back. It's ridiculous. You're actually giving me a sore back.
That's because I have a back injury.
Okay, well, those shoes that you're wearing are not good for your back. They're not good. You have to have like a Reebok or, and you're diabetic, so diabetics aren't supposed to be doing flat shoes because you're actually not just flattening. Your feet can start turning colors. So be very careful with that because of the circulation. With the Reeboks, I found are perfect. I'm hypoglycemic, so you know you need some kind of a cushion heel. And you have a little bit of a spur on my left, your right, back of your heel.
Oh, so I'm falling apart everywhere, sounds like.
Well, you're not falling apart. It's just that you're a very hard worker. You love to do things. You're always busy. And you know, my mom had broke her heel and didn't even know it. And then the older she became, it started bothering her. And then her back of her heel started peeling, cracking. And then it started hurting real bad. Well, couldn't find out it was the spurs, you know, the broken heel. So it's not that you're falling apart. It's just, you know, we have to most definitely remember that we've got to drink water because we're 98% water. You're most definitely a sensitive. So when you're even out at stores, you're walking in the park, you're walking your dog, you're walking in your yard, you're actually picking up a lot of energy, and it dehydrates us. You've got to stay hydrated. Your body tells
actually, Lorie, I'm
what's
working
going
on
on.
my gifts quite a bit, so that's one thing. Water, definitely no boat. Yeah, but thank you. I appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
Well, thank you, Lorie, for calling in.
Take
Miss
care.
you.
Have a good night.
Have a good
Yeah,
night.
well, I'm here. Cool. Okay, bye. Take care. Thanks for taking my call.
Bye, hon.
And drink that water. I'm watching you.
She's got her eyes on you.
I do have my eyes on you.
All right, we got another caller on the OOJ Bland OO Skype line. Who do we got on that line?
Hello?
Hello. Is this Nicole?
Hi, yes. Yeah, Nicole, that's right. California.
How you doing tonight, Nicole?
Good, how y'all doing?
Doing great.
Hi, Lorie.
Hi, baby. How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good. Baby, how old are you?
I'm 45, believe it or not.
Can I ask you a personal question? It's not crude, but do you drink?
No, I'm only like on socially.
Okay. Because you're making, I don't know what you're doing or why I'm feeling, because like I said, I feel your life, I live your life, and I feel a little stoned. I feel a little stoned, high, and I don't drink. So I did, and I know what it feels like, because I had a couple sips, I'm buzzing, and I feel right now with you, I'm buzzing.
Maybe I had some water, and I did drink some Coke, so that's really all I drink, mostly.
Okay. All right. Is there a question that you want to ask, or?
Yeah, I'm wondering if we move out to a new property, I would wonder if you picked up anything.
I'm actually getting told that you actually looked at 3 and you're still contemplating if you're for sure on the one that you chose. Is it kind of a tall house?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's white with a black trim? Well, it looks, because it's dark, but it looks like a dark trim.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay, what do you want to know about it?
I wonder who might have lived here before. It's an old property, so I'm wondering if anyone
Are you
passed
asking
away
me?
here.
Are you? Okay. Are you asking if there's spirits there?
Yeah.
Only thing I see is a dog yapping in the front yard. You've got to remember, your fears can manifest and bring in all this mischief in. Okay, honey. If you keep a positive thoughts and keeping your home, you're a good lady. You're actually silly, but you're shy. You love music sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes it gets on your nerves. You've got sensitivity in your inner ear, your third ear. So that's why a lot of like yelling and loud music actually gets on your nerves. Try to keep it a little bit downtoned, because I do feel that your inner ear, your third ear, is actually a little damaged, a little bit. But I don't see anything negative in there. I'm not going to give you a story what I do see, because you're not going to get activity unless you want activity. You're not going to get negative unless you want negative. You've got to remember, our thoughts are energy, and souls and spirits are energy. So if they think that you know they're there, you see what I'm saying? Right now you have an older male with you, and you have a woman with you. So, I mean, are you protected? Okay. Yes, you are. You're very protected. You're also an empath. So, I mean, you're an intuitive as well. I know you're gifted. So, I mean, some of the things that we get these goosebumps, or we get this, oh my God, I feel somebody here. You're actually giving it energy to give you little freaks about it. If it's something that we can't see and we don't know, of course we're going to freak out a little bit. But don't give your energy to any of that crap. Okay? I do see everything about it. Is there a well that was in the backyard? If I'm looking at the house, okay, it reminds me of the road is out there, but the house is a little bit crooked towards the, if you're looking at it, towards the left, more than it's straight and looking at the road. Is that correct?
Yeah, I haven't seen any well yet.
Okay, well, I feel that it's on. Okay, so I feel that if I'm in front of your house, it'll be on the right, and it'll be way down in the back, because remember, there is no such thing as distance with me, and there's a big tree in the back on the right side of the property, and it's over there somewhere, and I don't know if it's still there or it's been filled. Okay. Was that a like a farm type of thing? A farm place?
I wasn't sure, but I think I feel it might have been a long time ago. Okay,
say it again. We'll talk a little bit slower.
I wasn't sure, but I did get a feeling that it might have been a farm a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, I feel actually, believe it or not, where your house is sitting a little bit further back was some type of a saloon or something, because I see women dancing, and I see cowboy men or whatever they are. They're walking up a rail-looking, spiral-looking steps, and they're going up the steps. Now, is that your house? No. You got to remember, every part of this world has a history. You know, just because it's not there doesn't mean that it's not there. You know what I mean? But do you have anything negative in your property? No. You have children, honey?
No.
Say it again.
No, I don't.
Do you? Okay. So where's the little boy that I see running around all the time? Is it a nephew, a cousin, a best friend's kid? He's a little light-haired kid, but it's like a brown.
Might be my cousin.
Okay. Well, I see them over around your house a lot too. So I mean, that puts a good positive in there. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. No, I don't see anything negative, baby, at all. I mean, there's a lot of work that needs to be done in that house. You do know that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we already put in a lot of renovation.
Okay, because I see is there an upstairs?
No, it's a single story.
Okay. And it has a pointy up at the top?
Yes.
Is it pointy up at the top in the front? Okay, hold on. Okay. All right, so if I go into the house and turn to the right, and almost in the middle, there is a bathroom, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Check the pipings in the wall, honey, because you're going to get some flooding.
Okay.
And I smell mold, like it's been flooded before. I don't know, but I smell mold a little bit in the flooring. So make sure that you check that.
Okay. Yeah, one of the pipes
The house-
already busted out bad, so funny you said that.
Okay. Now, if I go in the house in the right, all the way at the end, is there a bedroom and then there's another one right beside that on the right? Is that correct?
Yeah, mine.
Okay, so the bedroom all the way in the back, does that have a bathroom or is that a walk-in closet? Because I'm getting a light on in there.
Both.
I can't hear you, honey.
Both.
Both.
There's a walk-in closet and a bath.
Okay, so do me a favor. From that bathroom, halfway into the closet and halfway into the bedroom, I'm getting flooding, okay? I'm smelling the mold.
Oh.
Seriously. Get it cleaned up because it's going to get bad, and it will grow. It will grow. Is there window ACs? What's in that window?
Not sure.
Okay. It looks like something's sitting in the window, or it could be just a curtain opened up a little bit, but I see part of it is dark and the other part is kind of like a light. I can see the light at the bottom part of it. I don't know. It looks like a window unit to me. Or maybe boarded up. I don't know. Yeah, it needs a lot of TLC, but I in the future wise, I see it's going to be very very beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Well, thank you, Nicole, for calling. And I have to say,
thank you.
If you got mold, take care of it. That stuff is dangerous, especially if it turns into black mold. It's very unhealthy.
Yeah, and I see it coming from the bathroom, that closet, that bathroom in the hallway, and then in the bedroom. I feel, and it's weird, but I see it growing on that back wall where that window is. What I'm talking about. So I don't know if there was a window AC unit, and it dribbled into the wall, but there is. It's not black yet, but you know when you see when you pour something on a wall, what do you call it? Drywall, and it starts to dry, and you can see the outline of it, but you can still see it. That's what I'm seeing. So I don't know if there was a window unit in that, but honey, y'all need to check that drywall.
Yeah, we had to knock down some walls in the other room that's outside the house.
Okay.
I'm wondering.
Well, so do me a favor. Make sure that you're wearing a mask. Wear a mask, seriously.
Yeah.
It's mold. I could smell it. I could smell the stench in it.
Maybe that's why my allergies are kicking up.
Oh, yeah. Big time. And I can also smell a little bit of a fire. There's like an electrical fire where the refrigerator was. Check that, too.
Okay.
I can smell it. I can smell the smolder. Yeah, y'all going to get electrocuted. Yeah, you need to get that electric check, because I'm getting... Okay, because I'm getting a little bit of electric shock between the refrigerator and the stove, so it's got to be some kind of a wiring in the wall. How old is this house, honey? 67? 63? How old is it?
I was told it was like 20 years old.
Okay. I don't know about that.
20 years old.
Maybe part of it is, but I don't believe all of it is. I don't know. You can go into records and check it. But, I mean, the electric is really bad in there. All right, baby. Thank you very much for calling in, honey.
All right, thank you for taking my call. Thanks, Lorie.
Thanks, Nicole. You have a great
night. Have a good night.
And man, aren't new houses money pits? You want to buy a new house?
They are.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm getting part where the kitchen is 1963, 67, and then the other parts of it in the front area where the living room is, I'm getting newer. So I don't know. Somebody's said to her.
Maybe there was some sort of a flooding or something happened and they had to rebuild.
True. Could be.
Yeah, because I'm smelling a smoke, and then the other part of the house I'm smelling mold, real bad flooding.
Yep.
And when
And
you're picking up,
I don't know who lived in it, but I hear partying, yeehaws. I don't know where she's even at, but I hear a lot of commotion in that place.
Yeah.
And what you were picking up on, saying you almost felt like the drinking or the high at the beginning, that could be a mold
Probably.
effect too, couldn't it?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but that mold,
Yeah.
if she's saying that her allergy is acting up, that means that mold is probably irritating, and that's why I felt a little stoned.
Right.
I felt stoned, and I never did drugs in my life, but drinking, I had I'm a cheap date. 2 sips, and I'm going to forget about
I'm a
it.
lightweight, too. I hear you. All right, Nicole, you have a great night.
Thank you.
All right, bye, hon. All right, we got somebody else on the Soup live chat, 800 live chat line. Jeffrey should bring them on. Who do we got on that line? Hello?
Hello.
Hello. Who do we got on the line?
It's Nicole Thomas.
Oh, hey, Nicole. Another Nicole.
Yes, the other Nicole. Hi, Lorie.
Hi, baby. How are you? You're very sad, baby.
Good, how
You're
are
a
you?
strong woman, but you are so down, and it's ridiculous. And I said that Texan-wise. Ridiculous. All right, so you have a lot on your mind. I can hear you, but there is one main thing that you're afraid to ask, but you need to ask so you can heal from it. So go ahead.
Okay, so there was never any closure on the passing of someone in my life. And here lately, I've been feeling some sort of energy around me, and I'm wondering if that's who it is.
Well, right now you have a male sitting on a couch by a big window on the same wall where the door is. And then you have an old woman actually standing in front of you right now that kind of like humped over, walked with one of those walkers, tennis balls, she missed one, lost one or something. You have a couple people with you right now. You also have a male, and I don't know if it was, he was drunk, drugged up, or what, but I feel an accident with him.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, so is that who you're looking for, or is it the female?
It was actually the female, but the male coming through actually surprises me.
Say it again, honey. You muffled up.
I said the female is who I was looking for, but the male coming through actually surprises me.
Okay. The female actually, do you have a small table, almost kind of like flushed real close to the wall, but not at the wall?
Yes.
Okay, she sits there, and she's got dark roots, but a highlights in her hair. Is that her that you're looking for?
Yes.
Okay, you can say hi to her. Who is she?
That's my grandma.
Okay, you can say hi.
Hi, Grandma. Wow.
She said, hi, Brett.
That's definitely my grandma. That would be actually grandma on my dad's side.
I know, she looks, you look a lot like her, but y'all from the chins are totally different to me. Yeah. But
Yeah.
Can I ask you something? Did Grandma drink? Not all the time, but did Grandma drink?
Yes, she did.
Okay, well, she wants a damn drink. Sorry, but that's what she just channeled through. So.
That's gotta
And
suck
she
to be on
said-
the other side and be a drinker, and they get over there and it's like, man,
yeah,
where's the bar?
Right. Well, you know what? They can still smell stuff. Believe it or not, spirits can still smell. When you're having a party, and say your best friend passed over on a motorcycle accident, and y'all always had cookouts with the cold beers and all that, they can still smell it. So it's still giving them what we would say, I'm full. It's still giving them, you know, they still smell, and they still join parties.
Wow. That's interesting because I was doing some sessions and some spirit communication sessions, and I actually had a couple of times where they came through and tell me they're hungry or they're starving.
Yeah,
So
but
that
the
makes
thing
sense,
is,
too.
you meant to. Yeah, but listen to me, honey. Sometimes you've got to be very careful with that, because if they are a soul and they were alive as a human, and they don't have that body anymore, that's not a vocabulary in their voice. And I need to ask you something, because now I'm getting a star around you, a burnt wood, a Wiccan, a star. You know what I'm talking about? Witchcraft stuff. It's actually hovering right in front of you. Honey, you need to be careful, because those doors that you're playing with are not human. You need to be very careful. Yeah, because that's why it takes me when somebody, okay, is there anybody coming forward? When I pause, what I do is I can see the difference if they've ever lived as a soul, or they've never been alive, but they're portraying themselves as a person that was alive. You have to be very careful, because if you using your sixth sense and you're second guessing yourself, you need to stop what you're doing, close your eyes, and deliberately put your mind in the middle of it, and say, "Now tell me your truth." Now, if they've ever been alive as a person, you look where that heart is, and there would be a light. If you cannot see a light, you better shut that door. I see everything that you've done. And then if it's never been alive and it's portraying itself to be somebody that you love, and there is no light, you better be careful. Get me?
The witchcraft kind of thing doesn't really make sense to me, though.
Yeah, but the thing is why am I seeing, have you ever done a Ouija board?
When I was very young.
It doesn't matter. Honey,
no.
you know what? It doesn't, listen to me. It doesn't matter. That means that you've opened a door. And when it's imprinted, burnt, and it's coming to me, and it's actually, I've never seen it in somebody's face. I've always seen it in the wood floors below them. This is in your face. You need to mentally see yourself back in that time, and you're closing it up. I don't know what you did with that Ouija board. It looks like you put it in a box or something. I don't know what it is. And covered it up or whatever. Did you throw it away?
Oh, goodness. It was actually my brother's, and I don't know what happened to it.
I see it being wrapped or in a box and got thrown away. Because y'all were moving or something, he was moving. Somebody threw it away. You've got to be very careful when you're playing with the Ouija boards, because it's a dimension or a doorway to the unknown. Believe it or not, also, pendulums can also be a Ouija board almost. Because you've got to remember, that is a stone from the earth. And a Ouija board, some of them, not all of them, but some of them become imprinted into wherever it's sitting. And most of the time, people are putting it on wood. So you've actually imprinted it, and like a pencil. When you're using it, you're releasing energy. When you're sitting it down on wood, it depends on where you're at. A lot of people do it outside or in a barn or on their tables. You got to be careful what you're doing, because you're giving it a burn. To me, I can see that burn. You have it in your face. You ought to think about getting a past regression, because it could be because of a past life that's why it's in your face. Or somebody's done something. I won't go there. But anyways, just be very careful. Keep yourself protected. Always stay positive. You're a good person. I see your light. I see your aura, but I also see that pendulum in your face.
And the communication she's been doing is pretty new, isn't it, Nicole? Since you've been doing the ghost boxes and all that, is that pretty new for you?
Yes, the ghost boxes and water scrying and crystal ball is all very, very new to me.
What is water spraying? I've never heard of it.
Oh.
Are you holy water? I've never heard of that.
No.
Water scrying?
Yeah, what is that?
It's having the
Go ahead, Jamie.
they're having the spirit show their images in the water. But if she hasn't done
honey, y'all
like
should not ever do that.
Yeah, she's summoning stuff up without first kind of knowing
So what
protection
okay.
basics.
Okay, but if you're human, and I know you're human, if you're human, the water should be used to be blessed, not as bringing in and opening another dimension, because that becomes a portal. With even when that water, you don't see it anymore, it's actually embedded in that one spirit. That it's like a mirror. It becomes a mirror on the dimension of another thing. It becomes a portal. Seriously. You ought to see this stuff, and I don't want to cost, but the crap that I see every day of when I do remote reviews or like you. I mean, honey, you need to stay with your intuitive gut instinct. It's okay to dabble, but don't dabble into stuff like that, because one, you were in Salem, Massachusetts, and you were a witch. You weren't a bad witch, but you became pissed off because of a competitiveness of a man. So that actually life can be hitting you into this life with, let me see what your name is. Sophie. Your name was Sophie. And Sophie of that past life can actually meet up with this life, and it could not be Sophie. It could be something negative. Do you understand that? Because you were good, you became angry. And anger becomes evil sometimes. That's not who you are. People drive me nuts. Baby, protect yourself, honey. Don't do this spraying anymore, because what you're doing is you're giving an okay to create a portal. Don't do that. Don't do seances. Don't do the what do you call them, Ouija boards. Don't do any of that. You don't need it. You're gifted without all this mumbo jumbo crap, because you're actually it's becoming a tool. You get it?
Okay. Yeah, I get it. Can I ask you just one more
And that's
question?
probably why you got so many people surrounding you. It's because they're trying to protect you.
Nicole, it's getting late, and we only have one question per caller. That's the rule.
That's absolutely fine. Thank you. I do appreciate it.
And thank you for calling in.
That's all right. All right. Yep. You guys have a good night. And Sean says hello.
Hey, Sean. Well, thank you, Nicole.
All right. Thank you, Lorie. Thank you, Jamie. And thank you, Jason.
You're welcome, honey.
You know what? I'm surprised more people have called in to ask about their like a past life. I mean, I guess because it's something it's hard to verify, a past life or anything. But it's an interesting ability to be able to see somebody's past life. I'm super interested in the idea of past lives. I've had a couple dreams in my past that I'm pretty sure were insights into a past life. I'm agnostic. I question everything, but I'm spiritual at the same time.
So do I.
I
dissect everything. I don't care if somebody says my eyes are blue and I see difference. I'm going to dissect to find out why you see that. So I mean, I'm not saying that I'm better or perfect or whatever, but when people are drawn to me for a reason to call in, they're looking for a guidance. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the girl that just actually called in, her light is freaking awesome. It's beautiful, but it's clouded because there's an insecurity of her even from a childhood that she's become a follower again. And she has to disconnect and cut that cord with these people, because it could be, even though they are who they are today, it could be those are the people that was from that past that actually pissed her off back then that are trying to test her now. So you have to be very careful with this. And when I do a past regression, it's not just a question. A past regression is what I do is from this life now, I'll go to the day that you were conceived to find out where you are today, what you've brought forward that you're not paying attention, that you're feeling that you're stuck in a particular spot. Say a love life. And then from that love life, everybody has a biblical cord between the mother and the child. Well, so do you with the lives that you've lived.
Right.
So I follow that to find out what you've brought in from the past lives that you brought into this life that you're not catching on what you need to see to make your life a lot better.
I always wondered the connections, how past lives play into our current lives,
Not everybody's the same way, just like the healers out there. Some of them, they irritate me so bad because, close your eyes and let me put you in this water, and you hear the waters, and you're walking on these things, and you're seeing, and you're walking in this door,
Like a
and
guided
you're
meditation?
noticing, and then they bring them back out, but they never teach them to acknowledge it, pull it forward, understand it, forgive it, cut the cord, and close that door. I know a lot of these healers never teach these people how to close the doors. So actually what happens is you've actually gotten that memory right back into this time now, and you're going to relive it, and there goes the guilt again, there goes the insecurities again, there goes the ailments again. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
When I look deeply into the 2 dreams I had, I won't say them, but about my past lives, they really explain a lot about who I am. I don't know
But
if
the
it's just
thing
a
is,
subconscious imagination or not, but they really do.
Right, but the thing is, you have to write down exactly everything that you remember.
I did.
And what happens is, not everything that you see that is happening is exactly what you're supposed to be paying attention to. With you, I see that you're a sailor on one of your lives. You have the sailor hat on. It looks like a navy maybe, because you're on a ship, and then all of a sudden you disappeared.
Well, I will say that's not one of the dreams I had, but it's interesting you say that, because I have always had a fascination with boats and ships, and when I was young, wanted to be, I thought, I could join the Navy, but I also have an extreme fear of water and drowning.
Okay, but let me finish what I was saying. Okay. So in one of your past lives, you actually, they keep telling me what is that, where those planes disappear at, I have it on top of my tongue, but somebody's not wanting me to say it. Yes. You actually, the ship, and I'm getting 1932 to 37, go look it up and look for the skinny guy. That's you. You'll find your own image of you now, different shape, but the same image of you between 1932 and 1937, a ship disappeared there. That's you.
The whole ship disappeared, or I just disappeared?
The whole ship. No, the whole ship disappeared.
I will definitely.
The whole ship.
I've always been interested, of course. That's another big interest of mine, is time slips and disappearances.
I've always wondered that, like, if you have a fear of water or something, if in a past life you may have drowned or something like that. Yeah.
And
I love water because I was raised in Texas. I was born in Maryland, but raised in Houston, Texas, Austin, Galveston, all that. And I was scared to death to go to a particular spot. So what I did was I actually sat and I pretended I was somebody else asking me the question. So I kind of was playing a double life to find out, why was I scared to death of water? It wasn't just because, and excuse the way I say things, but not because my mom was trying to drown me when I was little in this life. It was because I was on the Titanic.
Oh, geez.
I was on the Titanic, and I was actually one of the ones that was stuck down inside the lower decks. Right. I was the poor.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's all the poor people got stuck down below and drowned. They locked.
Not
them
all
in.
of them. Not all of them did, because there was a lot of them that actually got out on the. I'm getting on. If I'm on the side of the boat, the ship, I'm actually on the. A lot of them got out on the left side of that part of that ship, on the other side of it. So I mean, I can live everything to find out what's going on, just like the JFK. That was all total set up. That was all a total setup. Just like Marilyn Monroe. Totally done to her.
Yep. Oh, God. That's a rabbit hole to go down, I'll tell you what. Especially
and
with
that,
the JFK
the guy, Sean, I have to say, there's a woman with him, and she keeps yelling at me. He looks like her.
Who is?
There's a woman, an older woman with him, and she keeps yelling at me since the time you and I said hello. She's been wanting me to tell him that she is not leaving him, and he's still her baby.
Is this the Rob that was just you're talking about for this down here?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rob's in the panel.
Oh, me?
The gentleman with the deep voice, yeah.
Yeah, that's Rob.
Oh, okay.
He's got a lot of weird stuff going on in his house, that's all I'll say.
Well, he has to ask me. I do not ever walk up to anyone and just start reading unless people know who I am or know of me. And then if I get a spirit, like one day I went to a restaurant, Texas Steakhouse or whatever you want to call it, and I'm sitting in one booth, and then you had a party of a bunch of women that were in the other booth across from me, and there's a heavy-set woman with them, And she's saying, you need to come here, honey. Come here, come here, come here. I said, no, I'm not doing that because they don't know what I am or who I am. And I'm not doing that. It's rude. I said, if you want me to talk to them, you have to send them to me. And she says, what do you think I'm doing? I'm sitting here telling you. I mean, she was a snappy little woman. So I got up. I just had enough of it. I got up and I said, how do you do? My name is Lorie Johnson. I'm a psychic medium. They go, oh my God, we were hoping we were going to meet somebody because we want to hear from my mom. And I said, well, you just say hi. She said, happy birthday. She started busting up crying. She says, today's my birthday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I've done that just one handful. I don't do that. But so if he wants me to see what's going on in his house, he has to ask. That was my guess.
Yeah, I would love
I know he
to
does.
hear that.
You most definitely have a little child in there. You have a downstairs in the front, like a little tiny window, like a basement.
No.
Okay, this is what I'm getting. You were okay. Hold on, let me follow you. Okay, you do paranormal investigations?
Yes, I do.
Okay, where is the old house that you went into? It was in the basement, and you kept getting scratched, or you got touched. And it's up on my well, actually, I'm behind you in your path, so it would be on your right side, shoulder area, the back shoulder. And there's a little window above you. I mean, it's you're a tall guy, so it's not that high, but I could see that your eyes can see through and half your nose.
There's an old house that I grew up in, didn't have a basement, but it had an attic that I was kind of petrified of.
Yeah, but I'm downstairs, and let me see if I can come. Oh, it's not a house, it's a church. I'm outside. Church. Let me see if I can see. Jefferson Road or Jefferson? I see Jefferson. Does that make sense to you? You have somebody that followed you. It's a child. It's a boy. You have glass clanking, chairs moving, cabinets opening.
Yep.
You ever hear it? Okay. Yeah. You hear a cat sometimes. You don't know where it's coming from.
Sometimes.
I'm gonna have to keep my mouth shut here.
Let me ask you something. It's gonna be a personal thing, but do you ever feel like you were violated?
Yep.
Okay. Say your name and not all of it, just your first name, so I can actually detach this negative from you. You actually got it behind you on my right, your left. I just want to know your name, and I don't want nobody else talking, just your name, okay? Say it.
My first name is William.
Who's the man that smoked the cigars? Big man, heavy set, kind of balding. He's in the back bedroom.
That would be the back bedroom is the one I'm in right now.
Yeah, okay.
But I don't know a heavy-set, balding man that smokes cigars.
Are you at home right now? And you're right there on the wall, right by the door?
Yep.
Okay. Do yourself a favor, or me a favor. My left, your right hand, just put it out in front of you. I'm standing right there. Do you feel my cold draft?
Yeah, actually I do.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
Okay, so I want you to do me a favor. I want you to, you're gifted, dude. Listen, close your eyes.
Okay.
Take your hand off that mouse. Close your eyes. And look towards my right, your left side. And I don't want your eyes open. I want you just to look and tell me who's that man standing in that corner right now. Ooh, he gives me the creeps. Oh, I already know who it is. Who is he?
I have no idea.
Yeah, you do. Where's your father?
My father passed away when I was 4.
Say hi to your father.
How's it going, Dad?
Hi, little buddy. Now you see what's going on in your house? Where's your mom, honey?
She's here. She actually lives with me.
Okay, what's going on with your mom's health, honey? Because I can read through your energy to mom. He's worried about your mom. She's not doing well.
Well, she's 89.
Okay, she needs to go get her stomach checked. There's something going on. Is obstruction is what I'm getting in her stomach, and it would be my right, her left side. I don't know if it's an appendix, her gallbladder. I don't know what it is, but it's an obstruction going on with her, and there's poison and leaking out of it. It could be an ulcer. I don't know what it is. But she's also bowed up so bad that her intestines are swelled up a little bit, and she also has a little bit of a hernia above her stomach and around the sternum area.
You pretty much nailed that.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
Get your mom.
Yeah.
Do me a favor and get your mom, and don't all. Your mom's gifted, just like you. You need to calm yourself down and say, "Hey, Mom, we need to make you in a doctor's appointment."
She actually has an appointment coming up this week.
Go with her. Go with her, please, because she's not telling the doctor everything. Tell him exactly everything I said.
All right, I promised one more call to the chat room, and I do have somebody on hold. We'll take this one last call. Is that all right, Lorie?
Of course. And William, are you married?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Did she lose a baby?
What was that?
Second year in?
I missed what you said.
The second year that y'all were together, did she lose a baby? Because it was actually a set of twins, and the little boy is actually from her.
No.
Yeah, she did.
Hmm.
Did she get in a car accident, or something happened, sliding in the snow as she hit something, started having some back issues?
She's had back issues this past week, big time. Both of us have.
Okay. Now you have a pinch, let me see, number 14 or it's 11. Disc is a little, it's deteriorating a little bit. Or you, it's like being pushed in a little bit. And with her, how old is your wife?
She is 52.
Okay.
51, excuse me.
Oh, you're in trouble.
I'm in trouble.
That's all right, because she's my age. All right, hold on, let me see. She's got a little bit of carpal tunnel in my right, her left hand. Her upper arm, she's got a dry socket in the shoulder area. She has a pinched nerve in her buttocks on my right, her left side. And she walks with my left, her right foot goes inwards when she walks a little bit. Like she's walking on her side of her feet, not walking on her feet. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Yeah, she's been to the doctor 3 times this week, and they're telling her that she has a pinched nerve.
Yeah, she does, and it's actually a sciatic nerve, and it's in my right, her left side of her buttocks. But it's actually, she's gained a little bit of extra fluid weight on her. Just yes or no?
Yep.
Okay. She's got a thyroid going on, and she's in the change of life. So just, stay out of her way.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And let her know that if she makes a cold, wet a rag, fold it up, keep it a little bit wet, put it in the freezer, and put it on the back of her neck, and keep the bottom of her feet, sounds weird, a fan on it. Her hot flashes and her mood swings, she won't have as many.
Okay.
Seriously. Yeah.
All right.
Well,
thank you.
But
you're very welcome. Yeah.
And Jason, did you see the note that Jeff has in our chat? A woman had called in not wanting her name to be.
No, I missed it. I didn't see it. I've been trying to. I'm looking at I have 2 different chat rooms, so I didn't see it.
I don't need a name anyways. I can still see them. Names are immaterial to me because souls are souls. So to me, if I start getting names, I start living your life. I feel your pain. I live your life.
All right.
Well, okay, Jeff said she's online.
Okay. Well, I took the camera off of Jeff so we don't see her name. I just realized it's up on the Skype he's got up, so I took that off. If she wants to go ahead and come through, this will be the last call for the night.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Hey, Lorie.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm
we
good,
know each
thank
other,
you.
but I didn't want to give my name because I'm going to be giving some personal information that family and friends don't know. But you told me 3 months ago that I would get pregnant, and I'm pregnant.
Ooh.
I know.
Well, congratulations.
You went with me to my dad's house and my grandma, so that gives you a little hint.
Yeah, but you know it's a girl, right?
I don't know. That's what I was calling to find out.
It's a girl.
I keep saying it's a boy, but if it's a girl, it's a girl. That's exciting.
But I also told you that you could be pregnant with twins too, or you're going to get pregnant with twins. But I only see a girl.
Yeah, I do.
I see the girl.
That. I just don't remember if it was now or later.
Yep. Ha! Congratulations, Mama.
Thank you. I'm really
You're very
excited.
welcome. Things are going to look really good for you. You have to know that that's a reincarnation. So.
Okay.
This is on you to make it better for the both of you. But you need to finish your school too. And that's your papa, your granddaddy, your grandma, husband.
Right.
Okay. So he's going to be protecting the baby. The baby's going to be gifted big time.
Okay. Yay.
Yay.
Okay, so girl,
Congratulations.
and you were right. You're right. My brother just had his baby, and you said it was going to be a girl, and it was a girl. They didn't know the gender until the birth.
Okay.
So you're right about
That's very
that, too.
good. Awesome sauce. All right, baby. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. And actually, you know, you being pregnant is going to actually help Grandma a lot more than you think.
I think she's not so thrilled about it.
No,
she comes
she is,
from a different
actually.
generation, so it's hard for her to understand.
Nope. Trust me on this. Nope. It's going to actually save your grandmother.
Okay.
It all changes when the kid's born. I tell you that right now.
Absolutely. She's going to be so attached, and this child's going to be rotten.
Right. I believe that.
Oh, yeah. Well, she loves you to death. So.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lorie.
It's just a little jealous because it's not going to be all about her. But trust me, this baby's going to be very, very, very spoiled.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, yeah. Well, congratulations, Mama.
Thank you so much. It's fun listening to you
You're
tonight.
very welcome. Thank you.
Alrighty. Good night.
Have a great night. Thanks
Good
for
night,
calling
baby.
in.
You too. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Well, thank you, Lorie. It was awesome to have you on, and definitely heard a lot of validations tonight for you calling in. I've had mediums on before, and we've had a lot of, just the same deal. Getting validations like this, it's always awesome to see you in action, basically.
Well, I love my work. I love what I do.
And anytime you want to come back on and do this again, I'd love to have you.
Well, thank you very much. I'm honored.
Well, I'm honored to have you on the show. It was great. The first time you were sick, so it's probably a good thing you overslept that first time, because I couldn't imagine trying to read for people or connect that way when you're not.
Oh,
feeling
I
good.
have though. I have.
Oh wow. Yeah.
It's not like right now I've had a migraine for the past 44 hours, maybe.
Oh God. Well, thank you. I'll let you go get some sleep then. Get rid of that migraine. Oh, I know how that is. I've done shows with them, and it's the worst.
It is, but that's from sinus. There's a lot of pressure in the air right now.
Oh, I hear you. I've had a lot of problems with that. Well, thank you so much. And like I said, I'd love to have you on and do this again sometime because I know there's more people. I'm sorry to everybody who couldn't get through on the phone lines tonight. I had a lot of people trying to get through at the same time early on, and I apologize. I only have 2 lines tonight. Maybe next time, Lorie, we can get you set up so we can open up the other phone lines too so we can get more people in.
That's awesome. They can also visit my website at www.psychiclorie, Lorie, Johnson.com. Or they can send me a message at psychicloriej@AOL.com or add me on Facebook or follow. I'm always booked with the full with the friends on the Facebook. But yeah.
All right.
I'm honored to be with it. I had a good night.
Well, thank you so much for sharing with your. I know you don't like to talk about yourself so much, but I thank you for sharing a little bit about who you are and your experiences. And like I said, love to have you on again, and so we can get maybe more phone calls in and let people get a chance to get a reading. Have a great night, Lorie.
Awesome. You too, sir.
Thank you so
good night,
much.
Guys.
Yeah. Good night.
Thank you.
All right, guys. We ran over a little bit, but that's all right. It's late at night. L&M doesn't have anything on after us, I think, except for reruns of stuff. So hopefully, sorry, Ira, we ran over. It's all right. It happens. I'm sure he was fine with it. Next week, we got 2 shows. 2 shows for the price of 1. We have the Spookathon from L&M, Late Night Midlands Radio Network. It's going to be Friday. Paranormal Soup's going to kick it off, actually. We're going to start it off at 4 p.m. Central Time, 5 p.m. Eastern, and we'll end at 6. And then right after us will be Ira himself, Ira Robinson's show, and then Michael Vera, and then a whole host of other hosts. I don't know the schedule yet. Are going to be going 24 hours, Late Night in the Midlands. Trying to get people to call in to the show that night. We're going to have Raven and Spooky from Anything But Ordinary on for the Spookathon. They'll be on with us. We don't know yet what we're going to talk about. I'm going to talk to Raven about it tomorrow. They are such great researchers. They have so many good things to talk about. It's going to be the first time they're on the show, so I can't wait. So Spookathon, Friday, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Time, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern. Then, of course, the Halloween show. That's Sunday, the 29th. We're going to have the Halloween show. We're going to do some spirit boxes. Maybe we'll do some, of course, open lines for that. We're going to talk about stuff, maybe tell some ghost stories. It's a Halloween show. If you haven't seen one, this will be our 3rd Halloween show. Three Halloween shows, guys. We've done now. It'll be 3 years, pretty much, that we're showing there. So I can't wait. I wait every year. Can't wait for the Halloween show. So excited. We'll hopefully have the whole panel here for that. Not everybody's going to be on the panel for the Spookathon because it's at a weird time for us, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central. But they will, hopefully, all you guys will be able to make it for the Halloween show. We'll have a full panel. And open lines, call in, tell us your ghost stories that night. Call in to see if the spirits want to talk to you. We might run some spirit boxes. I got the new app from Anthony Sanchez, the Holovox he gave to me. I got to get that downloaded on my computer so I can use it that night. There's going to be a lot of cool things going on for the Halloween show. Can't wait. It's our time of year, man. It's Halloween for Paranormal Soup. All right, guys. See you next Friday, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern. And then we'll see you that Sunday for the Halloween show. Have a great night, guys. Thanks for watching.